Hey guys, so I wanted to do a couple notes on triangle congruence. So side, 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 there's different ways of proving triangles are congruent, and these are considered shortcuts. So the first one is side, side, side. That means they have three corresponding sides that are congruent. So it says if the sides of one triangle are congruent to the sides of the second triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So if the sides are congruent, then the triangles are congruent. So AB is congruent to XZ, BC to XY, AC to ZY. Yes, those two triangles are congruent. So we do side, side, side. Let's go ahead and write our congruence statement so we practice those. I'm going to say triangle ABC just because I like that order. And now we have to keep that order. So angle A, notice it's between 1 and 3. 1 and 3 goes with angle Z. B, notice it's between side 1 and side 2. Side 1 and side 2 is X, and then Y. So that would be your congruent statement by side, side, side. Side angle side says if two sides and the included angle, included means between, of one triangle are congruent to two sides and the included angle of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. And again, the abbreviation is side, angle, side. Again, notice the angle is between the two sides. That's what an included angle means. So here's your two sides, the angle's in between. Here's your two sides, the angle's in between. So we would say side, angle, side. So we'll say ABC just because I like that order again. But now we have to stay with it. So A is the same as F, triangle F. B goes with D, and E by side, angle, side. Angle, side, angle, right? Angle, side, angle. If two angles, right? You have two angles, and the included side, so you can also have a side in between, of one triangle are congruent to two angles in the included side of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. Oops, E and D. So here, let's say, how about RTW is congruent to, R goes with C, T goes with G, and W goes with H. By angle, side, angle. Again, notice the side is between two angles. Angle, side, angle. And then the last one, angle, angle, side. All right, angle, angle, side. The side is not included. So if two angles and a non-included side of one triangle are congruent to the corresponding two angles and a side of the second triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. So again, you see here you have two angles and the side that's not in between. Angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. So yes, they're congruent by angle, angle, side. So let's say KLJ, triangle, and again, I'm just picking this order because I feel like it. But then what matters is the order of the second one. So K goes with A, L goes with B, and J with C by angle, angle, side. So those are the four that we're going to talk about. Side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side. Again, these are all shortcuts to proving triangles are congruent. Sometimes it's easier to know the ones that you're not allowed to use. So SSA or ASS, either way you spell it, is not enough to prove triangles are congruent. So here you have angle, side, side. That is not enough to prove triangles are congruent. So it's not that they're not congruent. These could very well be congruent triangles. We just don't have enough information. So those are some of those not enough info, right? Not enough info would be your answer on those. And then AAA, angle, angle, angle is not enough info, right? They could be congruent, but we don't have enough information. So these are the two that you're not allowed to use. You're not allowed to use SSA or AAA. So let's look here. State if the triangles are congruent. If so, write the congruent statement and the reason. And your reason is side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, or angle, angle, side. So when they say reason, that's your reason. So here, notice you have an angle in between two sides. So we're here, an angle in between two sides. So yes, they're congruent by side, angle, side. So we're going to say triangle ABC is congruent to, and A goes with R, B goes with S, and C goes with Q. And we're going to say by, there's our reason, side, angle, side. The angle is in between two sides. Here, notice I have two angles and the side in between. Two angles and the side in between. So we are here, right? Two angles and the side in between. So yes, they're congruent by angle, side, angle. So I'm going to say triangle RTS because I felt like saying it that way. And now we match them up. R goes with X, T goes with Y, and S goes with W. By angle, side, angle. There's a side in between two angles. There's a side in between two angles. That included side. Now, you cannot mark additional information unless you know it for a fact. So don't look over here and say, oh, these sides are congruent. You don't know that for a fact. Okay? But here, notice QY in the top triangle is the same as QY in the bottom triangle. That is a shared side. We call that reflexive. When you look in a mirror, you see yourself, your reflection. It's the same side in both of them. That's that reflexive property. So here you do have a side in common, and a third side in common. So yes, those triangles are congruent. We'll say, how about QNY? QNY is congruent to QPY, QPY, and they're congruent by side, side, side. So yes, you can mark additional information if it's something that you know for a fact. Okay? You don't know for a fact that RT is the same as YX, right? But here you know YQ is the same as YQ. All right, let's try a couple more. Again, another thing that might pop up is vertical angles. You know for a fact vertical angles are always equal. So yes, you can mark those in your picture. And here it looks like we have two sides and the angle in between, right? Two sides and the angle in between, side, angle, side. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle. Now notice A is by that side marked 1. A goes with E. So AB is ED, C, by side, angle, side. Here you have two sides and an angle not included. You have two sides and an angle that's not included. Remember, that's one of my no-nos. So could these triangles be congruent? They could, because they have an angle in common, they have two sides in common, but it's not enough. So that's when we write not enough info. All right, that was one of my no-nos. No side, side, angle, no angle, side, side. Okay. Here, notice AC in this top triangle is the same as AC in this bottom triangle. So if you want to mark it with that tick mark, that's that reflexive property. They do have that side in common. Now I will tell you, be careful because they do kind of flip-flop on you here. So let's go with triangle ABC. Oops, C is congruent to. Now we're talking about this triangle. Notice A has two rainbows. Well, in this bottom triangle, C has two rainbows. So A goes with C. A, B, which is C, D. A, B, C has one rainbow. Down here, A has one rainbow. So C, D, A, by. And notice it's two angles and the side in between. Two angles and the side in between. Angle, side, angle. Angle, side, angle. All right, that's it for notes, so go ahead and get those worksheets done. Bye, guys.